record this session just so that we can get it access for everybody. Great. So guys, download SwipeCoin and MetaTrader 4. So what we're doing with SwipeCoin, how SwipeCoin actually works is there's actually, I think it's three different ways that you can earn through trading on SwipeCoin. So we have the SwipeCoin app. So how the SwipeCoin app actually works is that it gives you different opportunities to get into the market. So the first way is through exchange trading, right? It allows you to get an opportunity to actually hold an asset of cryptocurrency yourself. So who here, I mean, it would be silly if you guys didn't, but who has heard of Bitcoin? I'm sure all of you guys have heard of Bitcoin, of Ethereum, of Ripple, lots of these different cryptocurrencies and assets that you can purchase on a cryptocurrency platform, on a decentralized and centralized exchange. Now, what exchange trading allows you to do is take a chunk of that asset, actually earn it for yourself, keep it until it appreciates, and then sell it off and make a profit. Okay, so I know there's a lot of people who are trying to build a portfolio in this way and don't know how to get started. The exchange trading side of the SwipeCoin app definitely will help you to understand how to get started with building your portfolio. Okay, so that's for a longer term trade. We also have leverage trading. We have the leverage trading side of the SwipeCoin app. So this is where the educators will actually send you trade ideas to your phone, which is what we're going to go through today. That's what we're going to focus on. But the educators will send you trade ideas to your phone that they've actually analyzed themselves. They've marked it up themselves. They've gone through different steps to allow them to understand that the market is either going up or down. And when they understand that, they send out all that information to you. So all you need to do is take in that information and put it into your trading app, which is MetaTrader 4. Okay, guys, does that make sense? Drop by 1 in the chat if you understood what I just said. If you did not understand what I just said and you need me to repeat anything, just let me know and I will be happy to go over the information again. Good. Drop a 1 in the chat if you understood what I just said. And that is 2 of the ways that you can earn an income through, earn a profit through the SwipeCoin app. So we have exchange, I've covered exchange, and we also have leverage. The other way that you can take a profit with the SwipeCoin app is scalper. So we have a scalper, the SwipeCoin scalper scanner, right? So this is where the market actually, what the SwipeCoin scanner does, it identifies potential breakouts in the market, right? So if you are not aware yet, I'm sure you will go through the academy and learn this, but usually the market trends in structures. It trades in structures, it trades in trends, right? When there is a potential break of that trend, that is what the SwipeCoin scanner identifies. And if you are able to identify a potential break in that trend, that is when you're able to make a profit. So that could be anywhere between 100 to 600 pips, depending on how long you stay in the trade. Okay. So that is it, literally exchange trading, leverage trading, and SwipeCoin scalper scanner, right? That is the 3 ways that you can earn a profit with the SwipeCoin app. So there's literally lots and lots of ways for you to actually earn a profit with SwipeCoin. But what we're going to focus on today, like I said, is leverage trades. We're going to focus on the leverage trade ideas that we get sent to our phone from the SwipeCoin educators. Okay, so they do a lot of education. If you want to even find out yourself how to set up your own trades, how to go through the steps that they're doing to create these trade ideas, that's all on Go Live. You can educate yourself through the boot camp and do some practice and back testing and etc. But we're going to go straight into the app. So guys, if you have downloaded the SwipeCoin app and the MetaTrader 4 app, go ahead and open it. I'm gonna share my screen now, and we're just gonna go through how to actually use MetaTrader 4 and how to take a trade with the SwipeCoin app. Okay, let's get started. So I'm gonna go straight to MetaTrader 4. Now, MetaTrader 4, just for my new people, MetaTrader 4 is the trading app. Now, this is where you actually take the trades. This is where the trades are actually placed. Okay. Cool. So I'm just waiting for my screen to catch up. Great. So the first thing that you will see, if you have not come across MetaTrader 4 before, the first thing that you will see is the quotes page. Now, this is where all your favorite quotes are. This is where you will easily access them when a trade comes up, because sometimes these trades come up and they're ready to be taken straight away. So you don't want to be faffing around trying to find the trade, trying to find the actual asset. So it's good for you to add the assets that you're going to be trading with most frequently to this page, okay? So the assets that we usually trade with is actually XRP, ETH, and BTC. That's what we usually trade with on the leverage trade ideas. Obviously, with the other different types of ideas, you trade with a lot more different assets. But just for the leverage ideas, you want to add XRP, ETH, and BTC. But even before I go and run through this with you, because I know some of you may not even have an account with MetaTrader 4 or a demo account or whatever. If you're brand new and you're going to get started with trading cryptocurrency, I would definitely recommend setting up a demo account. So the first thing you need to do that is go onto settings, which should be at the bottom right. Press new account, select open a demo account, and then in the servers where it says enter company or server name, you should be able to just type in HUGO and then Hugo's Way demo 3 will pop up. Okay, so I literally just use this for demonstration purposes. I don't use Hugo's Way as a broker. Completely up to you, whatever broker you'd like to use for live trading. Okay, now when you have gotten down to the bottom, you've got account type, leverage, and deposit. Now, with your leverage and your deposit, if you're going to be practicing cryptocurrency trading, I would highly recommend selecting a leverage and a deposit that is close to what you'd be likely to select on your real live account. Okay, so I wouldn't select 100,000 US dollars unless you're actually going to fund up 100,000 US dollars just for practice and educational purposes. So you can go ahead and select either the smallest amount, whatever is close to what you'd be funding up with. Okay, and the same thing with leverage. You would want to select a leverage that is similar to what you're going to be selecting when you fund up your live account. Okay, so for those of you who probably do not know yet what leverage is, leverage allows you to have larger size in the market. It allows you to have bigger plays, bigger moves, and thus bigger profits in the market as you would with your normal capital. Okay, if anyone needs me to dig deep into leverage, just let me know. We can go over and explain that. But what I would definitely recommend is don't over leverage. You don't want to choose a leverage that's too big, and this is for live account. This is for your live account. You definitely don't want to choose a leverage that is too big, that is going to make huge drawdowns in your account, because you definitely want to have a leverage that actually allows you to go back and forth and trade with the cryptocurrencies, because usually cryptocurrency is fast paced, it is very quick with movements. So you don't want to have your account closing before it needs to, just because you've got an extra high leverage. Okay, so once you've selected whatever leverage you would like to choose, you go ahead and press register, and then it will create the account for you. Okay, usually it does it automatically, so I don't know why it's taking so long. Okay, so that's just how you do it anyways. So once you have created the demo account, what you want to do is we're going to go through exactly how to use MetaTrader 4, what you're looking at. Make sure you go ahead and, like I said before, add the assets that you're going to be trading. So at the top right hand corner, if you press the plus icon, type in the asset that you're going to be trading. If it's BTC, type in BTC USD, ETH, etc. I'm just going to click a random one, and you press the plus icon, press done, and then it will be on your quotes page. Okay. The next page that you would be seeing is the charts. Okay, so this page I tend to use very much because I'm a visual person. I like to see the lines on my chart. I like to see the direction of price. So this is where you literally see the movement of price live. Okay, so this is where you see the movement of price, and you may want to mark out your entry points here, your target zones, your stop losses, etc. on this page. Okay, so familiarize yourself with this page, with the shapes icon and all these different things, because this is what will help you to see clearly where price is going and what direction it's going, whether that be up or down. Okay, so just to run through the top panel. On the top panel to the left hand side, we have something that says H4. Okay, Now, this is a time frame. If you go down, you've got M1, M5, M15, etc. H4 means hour 4, so 4 hours. What that means is every single one of these candlesticks represent 4 hours, okay? So if you jump down to M5, every single one of the candlesticks represent 5 minutes, okay? If you're not familiar yet with candlesticks, please head back into the academy and go on to im.center just to familiarize yourself with candlesticks and how they work. But every single one of these candlesticks are worth 5 minutes. At 8:30, a brand new candle is going to open, and that's going to take 5 minutes to create itself as well, okay? And like you can see, it's 8:30, a new candle has opened, right? In the middle panel, we have a target looking icon that just helps you to navigate yourself up and down through price. If you look on the right hand side in black, you can see the price going up and down, okay? The F icon is your indicators, because I know a lot of people like to use MT4 to analyze. You can use indicators on MT4 as well. Just select main window and you can choose any one of these indicators that are here. Okay, and then we've got the shapes icon. Like I said, I use quite frequently. I mainly use the horizontal line just to mark out any points in the chart that are of relevance to me. Okay, and guys, if I'm going too fast, let me know. Just drop it in the chat. I'm more than happy to go over and cover some of the information anyways. Okay, so then we've got the trades page. Okay, this is where you will see any of your open trades that will be fluctuating as the market is open. Okay, when the market is open, your trades will be going up and down. Okay, you've also got your balance, your equity, margin, free margin, and your margin level percentage. All these things you definitely need to keep an eye on, especially when you are in a trade that may be going in the opposite direction. You want to keep an eye on your free margin and your margin level percentage, guys. Okay, then we have history. Now this is where you'll see the past history of all your trades and you can customize it and etc. And then we've got settings, and that's all for your preferences and things like that. Okay, so guys, drop me a 5 in the chat if you are with me on that. Okay, I know I went through it very quickly, but if you have any questions on what you're seeing on MT4, let me know. If you are good, drop a 5 in the chat, because you're going to be using MT4 very regularly. So it's really important that you understand a little bit of how it works, how to familiarize yourself with it, how to place a trade, where this and that is. So definitely let me know if you have any questions. But without further ado, what I really want to do is jump into SwipeCoin. Okay, I want to jump into SwipeCoin. All my new people should have now downloaded the app, and if you are already having the app, then you should have now updated the app, because we're going to go ahead and look into the trade that came out most recently, which is XRP USD. Okay, so now when you download the SwipeCoin app, make sure you log in with your IM Academy credentials. Okay, select the agreement and etc. And the first thing you need to do is you need to make sure that your notifications are switched on. Okay, because if you do not have your notifications switched on, obviously you won't get a notification when the trade ideas come out. Okay, so to do that, you go on the top left hand side, which has got the 3 lines. Select notification settings and just make sure that all of these are on so that you don't miss it out. And just a tip, guys, if you don't check the app regularly, then it will stop notifying you regardless. So just make sure that you do go onto the app every now and again to make sure that you're not missing out on these notifications. Okay. Okay, so next we have the other most important thing is this chat icon to the bottom right. Okay, so everybody just pay attention to the bottom right hand corner of the screen. We have a chat icon. Now this trade that has come out 34 minutes ago, if you came across this trade and you're unsure whether or not this trade you can still get into, or whether or not it's hit its take profit targets or its stop loss or etc., this is what the chat icon is for. It literally is giving you live updates on what's happening on that trade, literally as they come out, because the educator that created this trade, they're keeping an eye out for you. They're keeping an eye out on this trade for you. You don't have to watch it. You don't have to analyze it, etc. They're doing all the work and they will update you as it's happening, right? So you can go ahead and select the chat icon. And you can see some of the updates for the most recent trade that came out with regards to BTC. Like I said, it actually hit TP3. I thought it just hit TP2, but it's actually hit TP1, 2, and 3. And when you see an update like this, essentially notifying you that it's hit your take profit zone. I mean, I was in this trade earlier, and most of the time I don't even need to open up the MetaTrader 4 app. I'll literally just enter the trade, and then when I see Danny Paran has sent a notification, then I already know I already know what the notification is. So that is why the chat is good. Definitely gives you updates about when you've hit take profit. Also gives you updates on when you need to protect your risk, which means to reduce the amount of money that you are at risk by, which is really, really key. If a trade is going in the opposite direction, if the market is extremely choppy, it's definitely very good to pay attention to when it's time to cover your risk. Okay, so you can see here with the Nick Gomez, the most recent update from Nick Gomez was the trade idea is now running 50 points in profit, depending on your entry, reduce risk, cover entry. If this is your case, holding for zone. So essentially what he's saying here is you want to protect your risk by protect your account by reducing the amount of risk that you have in the market and just wait for the rest of the zones. Okay, so that's definitely really key if a trade is really choppy, if the market is a bit unsure. Similarly, if the trade goes the opposite direction, you will receive an update here letting you know that it is hit the invalidation zone, or if it is close to the invalidation zone, or if it's in the opposite direction, and just to advise you whether or not to still stay in the trade, right? Okay, great. Here's an example of what I just said. ETH remains valid unless we have a 4-hour close or open below invalidation zone. So what I can imagine is that trade was going probably the opposite direction, and Nick Gomez is advising you can stay in this trade unless it closes below the stop loss, right? I know that's a lot of information, guys. Don't forget to drop your questions in the chat box if you're unsure of anything. But let's go ahead and have a look at Nick Gomez's most recent trade that came out 34 minutes ago, okay? So as soon as this trade comes out, you go ahead and you press the tick icon. And what you want to do is how you're able to get into this trade is you're looking at the market images and the notes, okay? The market images are going to tell you where to enter. The notes are giving you more of the background information. So the first thing I can see is the pair, XRP USD. So I know what pair I need to focus on. I'm going to go to my MT4. I'm going to pick out XRP USD because that's what I'm going to be focusing on. I'm going to select chart now, okay? And the time frame, H4, 4-hour time frame, right? Every single candlestick represents 4 hours. So you want to go onto your chart, change M5 to H4, right? So you're literally just following the instructions that you see on the notes, right? You're following the instructions you see on the notes. Order type, potential buy ideas. So you know you're looking for a buy. Idea type, leverage ideas. Remember I explained there are leverage ideas, exchange ideas, and scalper ideas. So this is telling you that this is a leverage idea, right? And then the notes say potential buy idea, zones, and invalidation on chart, okay? So just two terminology there for you guys who are new to be familiar with. Zones or target zones, target levels, etc., refer to your take profit, right? These are the levels in the market that you will be coming out of as soon as you've hit a certain level of profit, right? So that is what zones refer to. Invalidation levels, invalidation zones, rejection, etc., these all refer to stop loss, right? So these are going to be areas in the market where you'll be taken out of when you reach a certain level of loss in your account, okay? So if a trade goes the complete opposite direction and hits this price, you will be taken out of the market at a loss. Okay, any questions on take profit and stop loss? Because I know sometimes take profit and stop loss can be a bit confusing, but if you understand what I just said, please give me a 2 in the chat, just so I know that you guys are with me on take profit and stop loss. Because there are usually a lot of questions about TP and SL. So give me a 2 in the chat, guys, if you guys understood what I said about stop loss and take profit. Make sure you guys are understanding what I just said about stop loss and take profit, invalidation and zones. Okay. Okay. Cool. Give me a 2 in the chat if you are unsure. If you are lost, drop your question in the chat. If you are confused or you want me to go over some information, please drop your question in the chat. Okay. Great. Okay, cool. So while I wait for your questions to come in, right, I'm going to go over again what stop loss and take profit is. Okay. If you are confused, please do drop your questions in the chat. If you're confused, drop your questions in the chat. Okay. So like I was saying about take profit and stop loss, right? When you're entering into a trade, what you need is A, your entry point, B, the pair that you're going to be trading, and you also need your take profit and stop loss. Okay, so what your entry point is obviously tells the market where you're going to be entering into the market. Okay, what your stop loss and your take profit does, it actually acts as like a safety net, right? It protects you from being in the market any longer than you need to be. And that's why we have a stop loss and a take profit, right? Now, for example, take profit, if you're in the market, if the market is going upwards and you have a take profit that is above your entry zone, that means that when the market hits that price, that you will be taken out of the market at a profit, right? And what that does is it protects you from being in the market any longer than you need to be, and allows you to just take the money that you have made from a particular trade without actually having to physically close the trade yourself, right? That's one of the benefits of having a take profit and a stop loss, is because you can set it up and you don't have to physically close the trades yourself. You don't have to manually do anything to the trade. You've essentially told the broker when the market gets to this price, take me out because I'm happy with the money I've made. Same thing with the stop loss. You're telling the broker, when the market gets to this price, take me out because I don't want to lose any more money, right? So it signals to the broker in profit and in loss to let the broker know that you've protected this account. And when you get to a profit, you want to be taken out of the trade. And when you're in a significant loss, you want to be taken out of the trade. So that is the reason that we have a take profit and stop loss, and essentially why it's really important, especially when you're just starting off with trading, how it can protect your trade from essentially being in the market for too long, right? So those are the things you need when you're actually taking not only your own trades, but taking a trade with the SwipeCoin app. You need the pair, you need the entry point, you need the take profit, and you need the stop loss. Okay, so the first thing we know already is the pair. Now we're going to figure out the entry point. Okay, and how we find the entry point is by selecting the market images. Okay, now the entry point is always going to be indicated by a green box, right? The next thing we need is our take profit. Now the take profit is always going to be indicated in blue. All the indications are blue lines, right? So for take profit, you can have take profit 1, 2, and 3. So that's 3 levels in the market that you want to either choose one of them to tell the market, I want to be taken out at this price, right? So one example of a take profit that we have here is 83500. So these are our 3 take profits. Let me just zoom out so you can see. We've got 83500, 87000, and 91000. So these are the 3 prices that we will be putting into our trading app, which I'm going to show you guys how to do. So that's the third thing we need. And the last thing we need is our stop loss. And our stop loss is always going to be in the opposite direction that we want the trade to go. So we want this trade to go up. Our stop loss is going to be down. It's going to be below. Okay. And here is our stop loss is 0.77500. Okay, so now let's get all this information. What I like to do, especially just because I'm a visual person, what I like to do is get all this information and put it into my MetaTrader 4 app so I can physically see where the market is in relation to this trade. Okay, so for my entry point, I'm just going to zoom in and just get an idea of where this entry is. So we've got 0.81620, right? So that's going to be the top. So for your entry, it's going to be a whole zone. It's not just one line. It's going to be a whole area. So 0.81620, I'm going to go back to my chart. I'm going to press the shapes icon, press a horizontal line, and I'm just going to tap the chart. And it is 0.81620. Now go back to the shapes icon, tap the chart, 0.81620. What was it? 20. Okay, cool. Now, of course, you can simply just move the line where you want it to go. That's just how I prefer to do it. If you do want to just move it up and down, you can do that, right? Okay, now the bottom of the of my entry zone. Now you can always just look at the numbers and see what it's closer to, or you can identify and kind of use your education, identify the area that the educator is showing you as a particular entry point. What we can see here is that there's a lot of wicks in this zone. This educator is clearly telling us that there is some opportunity of liquidity in this zone because of the wicks, that the market is trying to push down, grab liquidity and move upwards, okay? But if that's too advanced, literally just look to your right, look at the price, look at the price and see where it is closest to. And I can see it's closest to 0.80000, okay? So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I've tapped the chart and you can just move it because it wasn't exactly 0.8000, it's just below. So I'm moving it down to about here, just to capture where the most activity was in this particular trade, right? So what I've marked out in green, now feel free to just take the numbers that I've got on the chart, if you can see them. It's 0.81745 and 0.79847, okay? So what I've done here is I've actually identified for you where we need the market to be in order for us to take this trade, okay? So we need the market to actually fall within this zone for us to take this trade, because this is the green zone, this is our safe zone, this is our entry zone. Anything outside of this is not our entry zone. We wouldn't be entering the trade. We want the market to pull back into this green zone in order for us to take this trade, okay? So this is where we're going to be entering the trade. Now, the next thing you want to do, so we already know the pair. Now we know the entry zone. The third thing we need to know now is the take profit, okay? And we've already identified our 3 take profits. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy all 3 of them over. There's no complication here. You're literally just taking these numbers and putting it on your MT4, okay? So go onto the chart, get your line, your horizontal line, which is the first icon. Now you can tap the chart and obviously drag it up and down, or you can go back to the shapes icon, select the line, and you can manually input the pricing yourself. So it's 83500, 0.83500, okay? Right, I'm gonna go ahead and press done, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing for the other 2, okay? So 0.87000 and 0.91000, okay? I'm doing the exact same thing. Press the shapes icon, horizontal line, I tap the chart, I go back and I manually enter in the point. Okay. And I'm doing the same thing for the last one. Back to the shapes icon, select the line, and I'm going to manually enter in the point. So that's 0.91000. Okay. Done. So the final thing that we need is our stop loss. We've got the asset, we've got the entry point, we've got the take profit. Now we need the stop loss, okay? Okay, now what you can see is, like I said, the stop loss is always going to be in the opposite direction than what you want the trade to go. So we want this trade to go up, and you can see that from the arrow. So our stop loss is down, it's below our entry point, which is here. Our stop loss is 0.77500. That's going to be our stop loss. So again, we're literally just indicating this on the chart. We're not actually entering the trade. We are literally just indicating this on the chart for starters. Okay, why is this in the way? 0.775 let me see, 500. Cool. Okay, so when you've done that, this is what your chart should be looking like. This is literally what your chart should be looking like. And the whole purpose of this is so you can visually see where the market is in relation to your target points, your stop loss and your entry point, your stop loss and your take profit, right? So we've got our stop loss here, we've got our entry zone, which is our green zone. We're waiting for the market to pull back into that zone in order for us to enter the trade. We've got our 3 take profit levels, okay, which we will choose one of them to tell the broker that we would like to come out of the market at that price. And we've got the correct asset, right? Is everyone with me on this? Okay, because I know there was a few people who were unsure. Is everyone with me on this? If you're with me, give me some fire emojis in the chat so I know that you guys are good. If you are not and you're unsure, drop your question in the chat so we can go through in detail what you're unsure about, okay? If you're with me on what you are seeing, drop your fire emojis in the chat just so I know that you guys are good, just so I know that you guys are understanding. Let me know if you are unsure, especially those who were unsure originally. Let me know, guys, if you are good. If you guys are good, let me see a fire emoji in the chat. Let me know that you guys are awake, that you guys are paying attention, that you guys are understanding the information. Okay. Okay, cool. So this is literally what we can see. So based on what you guys can see, based on the information that I've just gone over, okay, looking at where your green entry zone is and looking at where your looking at where the market price is. Okay, cool. So how do you determine the 3 areas of TP? So you don't actually have to determine your take profit or your stop loss, because like I said, these trades are called out by an educator who has analyzed the market, they've marked it up, they've done their own analysis, and they've come up with the entry point and the stop loss. And the entry points and the stop loss will be indicated on the chart, okay? So the box in green is your entry point. All the lines in blue above your entry point are actually your 3 take profits, right? The line below your entry point is your stop loss, okay? Like I explained before, your stop loss is always going to be in the opposite direction than you want the trade to go. So we're expecting this trade to go up, right? So if we're expecting this trade to go up, our stop loss is going to be down. It's going to be below our entry. And you can see that there at the bottom, 0.7750. And your take profits, like I said, is indicated on the chart because the educator has provided it for you. And it's going to be the target levels that you would like to come out of the market. And again, like I explained before, guys, your take profit zones is essentially you telling the market, take me out of the market at this price because I've made enough money and I'm happy with what I've got, right? That is what it means. So when the market hits this level at 0.83500, if you have selected this, just so I'm clear, guys, you can choose any one of these as your stop loss. You don't have to pick the first, second, or third. You can choose any one. Is completely up to you. Now, when you have entered, for example, 0.83500 into your trading app, you've told the market you want to come out at that price. When the market hits that price, your trade will be closed automatically in profit. Okay. If you have, if this trade reverses and hits the stop loss at 0.77500, your trade will automatically close in a loss, right? Should be making sense. So we have the exact same information over here on our own chart. So I would advise, if you're brand new and you're just getting familiarized with this, do draw it out on your own chart so you can physically see as the market is trading live. Based on the information we have gone over, guys, I have a question. Based on what we have gone over, right? Based on our entry point, where our green entry zone is, where we want to enter, and where the market is right now. Yes, give me a yes or no. Do you think that we can enter this trade right now? Give me a yes or a no if you think that we should be entering this trade right now, based on where our entry zone is and where the market is. Give me a yes or a no if you think that we should be entering this trade right now, just so I can make sure that you guys are paying attention, you understand what I'm saying. Okay, give me a yes or a no, guys. Okay. No, right, that's correct. So based on where the market is right now, I'm going to get the target tool. The market is right here at 0.82004 roughly. We've got our entry zone over here and over here. So the market is not yet within this zone. So because the market is not yet within this zone, we're not getting into this trade, okay? We're not live anyway. You can get into it on your demo, but we're not getting to it on our live accounts, okay? So what we want to do is we want to wait for the market to pull back, right? Now, when the market does pull back into this entry zone, this is how we would go ahead and take this trade, okay? So you can go ahead and actually take the trade from the chart page. If you can see the top right-hand corner, if you press trade, you can go ahead and take the trade from here. Or you can take it from the quotes page, okay? Select XRP USD and press trade, and it will take you to the exact same place, right? So let's say it did actually pull back to our entry zone. Again, it hasn't, so don't take this trade yet. But when it does, feel free. But let's say that it has, okay? And we're gonna go ahead and take the trade. This is exactly what you'd be looking at when it comes to taking a trade. So I'm gonna go from the top down, just so you guys know what you're seeing. So the first thing you see is XRP USD. Yes, we've got the right asset. You can change the asset by touching that, by the way, guys. The next thing you can see is market execution. So this is a market execution trade. Usually with leverage trade ideas, we do market execution trades. And what that means is that we are either buying or selling at the current market price. Okay, we're buying or selling at the current market price. So whatever the price is right now, that's what we're going to be buying. Whatever the price is right now, that's what we'll be selling. Okay, so that's what market execution is. So you wouldn't need to really change this unless you're doing a different kind of trade, right? And these are the other options if you were doing a different kind of trade. The next thing you want to make sure you have in check is your lot sizes. So you have a 0.01 lot size. Highly recommend getting yourself a 0.01 lot size if you are brand new to this and you're just trying to figure it out. It helps you to minimize your losses, okay? It definitely helps you to minimize your losses if you're just brand new and you're unsure of how to get started with it. So I highly recommend getting started with a 0.01 lot size. Just on a general side, if you are live trading, you can trade anywhere between 1% and 3% of your account. What that 1% and 3% would be would determine would depend on the amount of money that's in your account, also your broker and the contract size of your broker. But just a general rule, stick to a 0.01 lot size until you understand how much money is in your account and you can calculate your 1% to 3%. Okay, the next thing you have is your stop loss and your take profit. Now, we already know that information because we have it written down on our chart. We have it already from the trade idea. So we're literally just going to be entering in what we have on our chart. Okay, so our stop loss is here at the bottom below our entry point. Our stop loss is 0.77500. So that's exactly what we would be entering in this box. 0.77500. Now your take profit, like I said, guys, you will pick any one of these take profits. You cannot on any trade have three. You can't have three take profits for one trade, okay? You can only have one. So you pick whatever take profit you'd like. If you're brand new, I would highly recommend just picking take profit one. Don't push yourself in the market any longer than you need to be. That's what I would advise. But again, it's up to you really. So take profit one is 0.83500. If you did want to have take profit 1, 2, and 3, you'd have to open 3 separate trades, just so that that's clear. So your take profit one is going to be 0.83500. So that's exactly what we're going to enter in, 0.83500. Now, if you're using an Android, your take profit and stop loss, this whole page is going to look a little bit different. Your take profit will be like a green little box, and your stop loss will be a red box as well. If you're using an Android and you're trying to familiarize yourself with MetaTrader 4, because I know it's different, I have an iPhone, please go to im.center. There's a whole video which shows you, navigates you around MetaTrader 4 and taking a trade on MetaTrader 4 for an Android. Okay. If you're not sure about where that video is, let me know and I'll just share my screen and show you where it is. Okay. So we've got our stop loss, we've got our take profit. Okay. We know that this is a buy idea because it is indicated on the trade. It says there, potential buy idea. So we know we're going to be pressing the buy button. Okay. So before you go ahead and even do that, you want to make sure that you have got all the information here correct. You want to make sure that you've got the correct order type. So we've got market execution, you've got the correct lot size, 0.01, you've got the right stop loss and take profit, and you know that you are going to buy or sell depending on what the trade idea has come out with. So just double check, because I know how easy it is to just rush and do the wrong thing. Double check you have the right information. And then you go ahead and you press buy. Okay. Now, when you press buy or sell or whatever trade you're doing, you will be automatically, most of the time, you would be in a loss, depending on how fast the market is moving. Now, that is due to many things. One of the things is that the trade could just be going in the opposite direction. The other thing is generally you have to make up for the spread. Okay. So you have to make up for a certain amount of money before you're in profit. Okay. So you always probably be in a negative, but I just wanted to let you guys know that just in case you felt a little bit unsure if you enter a trade and you're in a negative, right? As soon as you enter a trade, you will start to see your balance, your equity, your margin, all of these information at the top. You'll start to see that fluctuate. Like I said before, as soon as you're in a trade, it fluctuates depending on how well or how bad that trade is going. Okay. Now, I'm just going to open another trade, but with a larger size, just so I can give you guys some more sauce. So I'm going to open this with like a 1 lot size. Okay, now let's say, for example, guys, the first thing, let's say, for example, this trade is not necessarily, this trade is in profit and the educator is advising that you should now reduce your risk. Okay. Now, in the event that you'd like to reduce your risk, what that means, okay, is that you'd be moving your stop loss. I'm back on the chart now. It means that you'll be moving your stop loss, which, if you remember, is your safety net from losing too much money. You'll be moving your stop loss up. Okay, so let's say it's here. You're moving your stop loss from there to there. Now, what that means, what that does, is that in the event that the market does reverse, you would lose less money than you had originally planned to lose. Okay. If an educator advises you to adjust your risk, reduce your risk, all you're doing is moving your stop loss closer to your entry point. And what that does is that in an event of a reversal, it means you will be losing less money than you had originally planned to lose. Okay. Similarly, if an educator says, okay, this trade is now in profit, move your stop loss to break even. Now, what that means is that you're going to move your stop loss all the way to your entry point, meaning if your trade does reverse, you won't lose any money, okay? Because your stop loss is at your entry point, meaning that your stop loss is at your entry point, so you won't lose any money. Same thing if the educator says, well, the educator won't say this, but you can also move your stop loss into profit. If you're well in profit and you want to make sure that you just protect your trade entirely, that means you can move your stop loss anywhere from your break even all the way up to wherever you'd like to move it, meaning that if there is a reversal, you make money. Okay. But like I said, don't confuse yourself too much with all those changes. You just want to make sure that you understand reducing risk. And it just means that you're losing less money than you had originally planned to do. Now, how to do that is to actually swipe left on the trade, press the pencil icon, and now you're able to modify the parameters that you have set. So you've got your stop loss, you can modify that to, I don't know, 7765, okay? So now our stop loss has moved, right? And you can check it on the chart. You can see that little red line where it says SL has moved, okay? Similarly, if you want to reduce some size in your trade, if you have more, you can only do this if you've opened the trade with more than 0.1 lot size. If you'd like to reduce your size, swipe left, press the pencil icon, and you can actually close part of the trade. Okay. Oh, sorry guys, my phone is, okay, there it is. So you can close part of the trade. So you see how I've got 1.00 there. If I wanted to close, if I didn't want to close the whole trade, I can just put in a number. Oh, sorry, I pressed the wrong thing. That opens up a new trade, sorry. That allows you to open up another trade with a smaller size, okay? But if you wanted to close part of the trade, swipe left, press the tick icon, and then select the number, enter in the number you'd like to close, and it says close with a loss, and it tells you how much, and it closed part of your trade, okay? If you would like to close the trade manually, guys, if you've decided, you know what, I don't want to lose anymore, I don't want to make any more money, and you want to close your trade manually, swipe left, press the tick icon, close with a loss, and that's it. So guys, any questions on anything that I have just gone over? Because I know I definitely went through it quite quickly. So if there are any questions, anyone is unsure about how we just entered into a trade and the different ways that you can close your trade and reduce your risk, let me know. If you're with me and you're cool with the information we just went over, let me know. Drop some 2s in the chat so I know that you guys are good. I know that you guys are with me. The market is currently falling within our zone. It's currently pushing downwards and it's within our zone. So if you guys are with me and you've understood the information that I have gone over, drop a 2 in the chat just so I know you guys are cool, you guys are understanding this information, and you are equipped and ready to go ahead and take some trades. Let me know, guys. If you're with me, you took in this information, drop me a 2 in the chat. If you are unsure, just let me know, okay? How to close part of the trade? Yes, sure. So I'm going to go ahead and open a trade so you can see how to close part of it. Okay. So in order for you to close part of the trade, you have to have a size of more than 0.01. You can't close less. You can't close half of a trade if you have the smallest lot size, okay? So if you'd like to close part of your trade, swipe left, press the tick icon that you're going to close it, and all you need to do is modify the lot size. So it's at 0.5. You want to change it to whatever you'd like to close. I'm going to change it to 0.2, and it says it's going to update in terms of how much you would lose, okay? Close with a loss, and then that trade is closed. The trade didn't turn positive before you close it. Why? So this trade is in a loss, right? The reason this trade is in a loss is because the market is going down, and this is a buy. So because the market is going down, that means we're now going more and more in negative. We want the market to go upwards, right? So if the market goes upwards, that means we're going to be in profit and we will close in profit, okay? But currently the market is going down because, like I said, guys, this is not a trade you should, well, when I entered it, you didn't want to enter into that trade because we weren't within our zone. But the market is now pulling back into our zone. So it's now going down, okay? So that is why the trade didn't turn positive, because it was in a negative. Okay. Any more questions, guys? Any more questions about anything you have seen? Okay, anything you have seen, because you can definitely take this to the next level. You know, if you practice this, get very familiar with how to actually place these trades, mark up your charts, and even get to the point where you do your own analysis. You can very much take this to a very, very good level. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm not seeing any more questions, but guys, if you have taken in this information, you understood what we have gone over, drop me some fiery emojis in the chat. Drop me some fire emojis in the chat just so I know you guys understood. You guys have taken in the information. Let me know, guys. If you are unsure and you're sure now, let me know. Just so I know that I'm explaining this correctly, okay? So Elias, with regards to your question, the trade didn't close in a positive because the trade is going in the opposite direction. When we entered the trade, we were outside of our entry zone, and now the market is pulling back towards our entry zone. So because it's now selling and we wanted to buy, we're in a negative. So when we closed the trade, we were in a negative, okay? Instead of a positive, because it's not going the way we want it to go. What is the best strategy for beginners? Okay, so my best advice for beginners is to first go on the im.center platform and familiarize yourself with some of the basic concepts, like things like candlesticks, lot sizes, basic concepts like that. Familiarize yourself with that. But with regards to when you say strategy, do you mean like a trading strategy? But with regards to like trading with the SwipeCoin app, I would highly advise practicing marking up your chart, not only on MT4, but on TradingView as well, familiarizing yourself with the movements of the markets, trend structure, just getting familiar with it. That's what I would advise with a beginner, because at the end of the day, with something like this, with SwipeCoin, you're actually given all the information. So if you're given all the information, essentially you're earning an income while you're learning. I would highly advise taking the information that you see, plotting it on your own chart, and actually just seeing the movements of the market, seeing how it works. With regards to actual trading strategies, you know, taking your own trades, there are a plethora of videos on Go Live which help you to understand how to actually get to the grips of analysis, right? Because essentially, in order for these trades to have been received, in order for you to have even gotten a trade idea, some analysis, not even some, in-depth analysis had to be carried out on the market, on price, in order for you to understand where we're going, whether it be up or down, right? So in order for you to get a strategy, to collate a strategy, you must understand the different types of analysis. Okay, but just in terms of being a beginner when it comes to the SwipeCoin app, literally just what we did today, I would highly advise putting the lines on your chart so you can see whether you're in the green zone, whether you're in the safe zone, where the market is in relation to your targets, and also putting on your trading view. Practice putting on some support and resistance lines. But highly recommend, mainly out of everything I've said, going onto the im.center and familiarizing yourself with the basics. Okay, does that answer your question? I definitely covered like multiple things. But let me know if you guys are good. Any more questions? Yes, sure. I will be more than happy to share this video. But I'm assuming you guys have no more questions, so I'm going to wrap it up. If there are any questions, just drop it in and I'll be more than happy to answer it. If anyone wanted to go over anything again, let me know. Any questions with regards to cryptocurrency or etc., the SwipeCoin app. But if not, if you have any questions that you want to ask me privately, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram. I'm going to drop my Instagram handle. Go ahead and follow my Instagram or send me a DM on Instagram if you have further questions with regards to cryptocurrency, SwipeCoin, investing in general. Just let me know, guys. But guys, other than that, you guys have been great. You guys have been very, very attentive today. You guys have definitely been very, very attentive today. So if you guys have learned something new that you did not know, let me know. Give me a 3 in the chat if you guys have learned something new that you did not know. Give me a 3, give me some fire emojis. If you learned something brand new that you did not know, you've taken in some new information, you've gotten some more understanding on how to actually use this, let me know. Great, 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 amazing. Well, guys, have a great evening. Have a wonderful Monday. You don't have to wait for the 4-hour candle to close, but you want to wait for the momentum downwards to reduce, okay? Because it's high momentum downwards. I wouldn't even get in right now because it's highly pushing down. But guys, have a great Monday. Like I said in the beginning, make sure you plan, guys. Make sure you plan. If you're going to get into trading for this week, make sure you've sorted out your trading plan for this week. And have a blessed day. Have a blessed evening. Have a wonderful week. And take care, guys.